After folding your fabric into two, you measure your shoulder to bust. If you know how to do a measurement, shoulder to bust, my shoulder to bust is 11. My shoulder to under bust is 15. I'm kind of a bit busty. And my shoulder to my half length is 16. So I did a 16 and a half. I put half inch, which is 17, for my sewing allowance. Then the same thing I mark so that I will get direct measurement. If your hand is not straight, it will bend and give you half inch. So I mark and join the dots with my ruler. So after joining, this is my breast point. This is your breast point. This is your under bust for your princess darts bustier. This is your half length. You join your half length. So after joining my half length, I go to my shoulder. My shoulder is 7. I put 2 inches allowance for sewing allowance. Then I measure my full bust is 14. Divided by 4 is 10. That's where I marked that 10. Then my half length, the same thing with my half length, my waist. After your under bust, that's your waist for blouse length, is 34 divided by 4. Every measurement you're dividing by 4 to get. So let's get our armhole. That place you measured your shoulder. You mark 7 downward and give the shape of your armhole from the shoulder there. So let's get the inner bust. My nipple to nipple is 4 divided by 2 is 4 plus half inch. You put half inch on top of your bust, which is 4.5. Then downwards you measure 4. In between like this, now you put 2.5, 200. There's 2.5 gap for you to get that breast deep breast cut. So this is how you rule. You rule to your shoulder. That's the princess dart. That's the shape of that, the princess dart. You rule to your shoulder. Then you join the dots and give your bust shape. Bust shape. This is how you. Don't be afraid. This is how you give your bust shape. If you don't have that ruler, it's not hard. It's just for you to join the breast points and go to your armhole. So this is when I'm getting the neck, the kind of neck I want. 3 inches wide, 4 inches down. Don't worry about this part. I'm cutting the shape of neck that I want. Another day we'll talk about neck or cutting neck. So you trim out the sketch that you made on the clothes by cutting it out. Before cutting out, this is how your princess dart should look. Princess bustier. Okay, let's cut our sketch. Cut the armhole, cut the bust, trim out the neck. Then lower my shoulder. I didn't give that 1.5 inch to bring down my shoulder. So let's cut the back of this dress, the back of bust here. Give 2 inches or 1.5 inches for zip allowance. Then this neck, I did 1.5 inch down to connect to where the neck of the front stopped. This is how I connect it. Then I cut out the excess. The same thing by the side. You're just using it to cut the back. It's just the difference between the front and back is that you give this center, you give the zip allowance. The zip allowance at the center of the back, and the neck is different. The neck is not different. You cut exactly the neck. Like I like notching when I'm cutting close so that I will know where my zip stops. Like as I'm trimming the back now, the zip side, I will notch where I'm supposed to join my zip. See where I'm notching it. You notch so that you know where your zip stops, where you're supposed to add your zip. Ignore the dog at the background. So this is how you cut out the side that has bust, the side back. You iron it off and remove that bust side. Our bag doesn't have busts. You trim it out. This is the back side of our back side. See why we are measuring and dividing by 4. This is the first, the center front,